lumpia.
Oh, yummy.
Yeah.
Very yummy.
Mm.
He's just teasing us
Sorry.
with food. Yeah, go ahead, eat that lumpia. What's in lumpia?
It's like a Filipino egg roll.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of chopped meat and a bunch of vegetables.
Yummy.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Yep.
Where's it? Are there any decent Filipino restaurants in Providence?
There are no Filipino restaurants. However, there is a Filipino, like a little mini mart prepare eatery, but there's no table
She's
inside it. So it's all takeout stuff. It's wonderful.
Okay, what's it called?
It's called Pinoy, which is the word for Filipino.
Yeah.
Pinoy Lane.
Pinoy Lane. That
As
sounds.
in Penny Lane. Yeah. Right next to the
Pinoy
courthouse in
Lane
Newark.
is in my mouth and it tastes good.
Yes, it is.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
All right, good. So you got the
And you never
takeout.
know what you're going to get when you go there because it's whatever they feel like cooking that day. And you need to go at like 12, 1, 2, because if you show up at 6 or 7, whatever's left is left. It's gone. Yeah. You get stuck
So,
with like
you
blood
know it's
pudding
good.
or something. Yeah.
Right. You know it's good if it's getting sold out, right?
And when you're the only white guy to be in the place, you also know it's really good.
Yeah. Yeah. If the locals like it and the
Yeah.
natives like it, then it's decent. So this is awesome. Good. So he's eating. We're having iced tea and water because that's how we roll. But yeah, that's good.
I'll have a little water too.
This
Oh
is
my
the.
God, I've been having a miserable couple of weeks at work, I got to tell you.
Oh no! Really? Tell all of our viewers what's
Oh.
going on. She said.
Yeah. Oh,
Let's
can they
have
hear
some
us or is it
names.
just the music?
Oh, they can hear us.
Oh, okay.
So you have to redact names.
Oh yeah.
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 No, I'm
No.
dealing with
Yeah.
whatever. All kinds, just people being mean to people, fighting over absolute garbage. And then interspersed with it deflecting from me I'm dealing with a case where a child died in DCF care, and
Oh, no.
they're circling the wagons, and
Oh,
I'm trying to get information and figure out what we can get, even if it's just to get information versus if there's any real. I don't even know if there's any legal repercussion, but people need to know. No matter how much effort they have made or they say they're making to change things, they have not. Do you know what I
Sorry to hear
mean?
that.
No,
Oh,
they
God.
have not. And what's happened is a slew of them have left. So now that entire agency is even less staff than it was before. And, problems aren't getting any better. And now you have more cases with fewer people being able to monitor them. And you're just hearing horrible stories. So
What would you do if you could fix it? What would you do?
if I could fix it, it's real easy. Give the department enough money to hire enough people to do the work so that, and I'm not getting down on social workers who fuck up and don't do their job because they've got, 60 families they're looking after instead of the 20 that they're supposed to. So, hire more people. And if you can't hire them, then you have to pay them more. It's why people at Chipotle are making $20 an hour because you can't get someone to work for 15 when there's a shortage. It's supply and demand. And people go, well, you're going to have to pay $7 for that Big Mac. Well, you're going to have to pay $7 for the Big Mac. Right? Or we're going to keep having kids die in state custody. And realistically,
I would buy a Big Mac to save people in state custody gladly.
I'd pay $7.50 for a Big Mac if it meant that, the person who's working there doesn't have to have 3 jobs and get food stamps and subsidized medical because, McDonald's isn't paying them the money. And, it's just, it's the price of everything. But that's really what would fix, to be honest with you, if they had enough money and the good people wouldn't retire as soon as they could, they'd stay longer, they wouldn't be overworked. It's the same situation. I know I told you years earlier on that a friend who the governor reached out to set up the testing program for Rhode Island.
Right, for COVID.
The person said to the governor, well, we have a problem. And the governor's like, well, why? We'll pay you. What do you need? And it's like, I don't need any money. My civic duty is we're facing a pandemic. You need to give me a large enough staff to actually get the job done. And the governor gave him 39 friggin' employees.
So
and
when
we had
it mattered,
a
it happened.
program that every other state copied because we have CVS, and there's no reason why we shouldn't have been able to figure out how to get everybody swabbed and tested in a 24-hour period if we're fighting a pandemic. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and Rhode Island really was a leader in that.
We were.
Dan's
And that
friend was why.
and my friend was like, I don't want money, but give me enough people to do it because I can come up with the plan. And it took him about 6 weeks, and he came up with it. This is January. This is how foresighted the governor was. Nothing was shut down yet, and other states, including our president, were all denying that was a problem. It was over there. It wasn't going to come over here.
Yeah.
And the states that said, well, this is the world. It's going to get here sooner or later.
Yeah, you don't need a Marshall Plan, but you need a plan. And you need a plan you can execute.
You need a plan, and that's really what you had. And you had some wonderful people there. You had the mayor of Central Falls out in lines of people who couldn't get tested, handing them kits like that she had begged the governor to give her. Do you know what I mean? It's just, you know, so there's a lot of good people, but they don't have the resources to get what's done. Yeah. You know, in general, there's always going to be problems with families. There's always going to be problems with getting the services. Families are going to view them as the enemy, and everybody's going to want to fight. But at the end of the day, if you have enough services and people in place, then you're going to save most. You're going to get most of the better job done. So my goal would not be to totally rework the department, although it would be to change the mindset of the people in the department so that they don't view criticism as a personal attack, but criticism as we're frustrated and you need to change what you're going to do. Anyway.
Lawyers, guns, and money. That's all you need.
And
Big Macs.
And Big Macs.
Big Macs,
right.
baby.
Right. I should have like a thing just for Dan. It just says Dan's Soapbox. Right. But he's passionate. And I love that about you. You care. And you see the results of not having the investment in our youth, and you see the results when there is investment. So, yeah, he's really part of it. So that is an awesome thing.
It's been this way for 30 years. I can still remember in the early 90s, the department wouldn't pay for this 16-year-old client of mine who was in a group home to get a new winter coat. Oh. So my wife and I at the time took her to Zayre's, which doesn't exist anymore.
Remember Zayre's?
And she got 3 coats. Her guardian and I chipped in $50 a piece. Back then, that was a lot of money. And she got 3 jackets. And then we embarrassed them in court in front of the judge. The judge was like furious that the department never funded her.
Oh, okay. You know? Yeah, good.
They just dragged their feet and never got around to doing it. And, you know, I'm picking this child up because even though she's larger than me, she's 16 years old. And she's in the middle of the winter wearing like 2 sweaters and no jacket, and it's like, what the heck?
This makes me so sad to hear this.
It doesn't change.
It doesn't change. And so yes, charity is still needed, and so much support is still needed. So wherever you can, friends, that's what you want to do.
And the first place they cut the budget is not legislative pay, judicial pay, governor's pay. It's children and people who need food.
Yeah. That's right. The kids are resilient. They can handle anything.
That's right.
Right. Oh, heavens no. All right. So on that happy note, Wednesday, May 17th, right? Yeah, I don't know where to put anything anymore. But aside from that, Mrs. Lincoln, how is everything? It's good to see you again.
Oh, it sure is.
I missed you, my friend.
Thank you.
I had a good time down in New Orleans, and my stomach is still paying the praise.
Oh, New Orleans is like that, yeah.
Yeah, oh my God. Yeah, I mean, you talked about, you know, trouble in Providence. Let me talk about trouble in my intestines.
The beignets.
Well,
I had beignets. I regret no beignet.
Yeah, of course not.
I would never regret a beignet. No. But I can regret other things. So let me turn off the lounge here real quick. So, but yeah, aside from that, it was great. I had a lot of fun. I have videos to prove it. But first, Dan, I think we got to do the thing.
Oh, play me in. Come on.
Okay, so let me pull this off here and put this graphic on because I'm all about the graphics. You know me. It's just graphic time. All right, ready? It's time for Eden Show episode 84!
84! Live from Studio One in the Steel Cow building located in the heart of historic Wakefield Village. This is the Eden Show, a Greenhouse Entertainment Group production, and I'm Dan Chaika. Eden's guest tonight is the fabulous composer and musician Reiser, who's here to play, among other things, Sounds Like a Song with our fearless leader herself, Eden Casteel.
Hi, friends. Thanks so much for joining. We appreciate you being here. I'm getting back in the saddle again, right? Yeah, I took last week off because I was in New Orleans, and now I'm back, and you're in Providence, right? Yeah.
I'm in Providence.
All right, yeah. And then Dot and I are right here in beautiful downtown Wakefield. If we haven't met yet, I am a voice coach. I'm a performer, solo, duo, whatever you need. And I am here for you. So this is a show that we do most weeks on a Wednesday night at 8 o'clock for 1 hour. It's music and fun and conversation, and we make stuff up. So that is all going to happen.
The zanier, the better.
The zanier, the better. That's right. Absolutely. So yeah, I was in New Orleans last week for the Piano Ladies Conference. Oh, I'm going to get the hat. Should I get the hat?
Get the hat.
Stay there.
Sorry, folks. I kept her talking beforehand.
Oh, I liked it.
There.
Oh.
Okay.
Ooh.
Here, up close. Ta-da! See? Isn't that cute? It's got a little piano thing in there.
Very
Right
cute.
there. Right. That was made actually by one of the piano ladies. She bedazzles. But this is not bedazzled. But she just sits there and she made merch. There was a lot of merch. It was a merch.
So did you
happy
guys
event.
like just walk into bars and take it over, or did you actually plan where you were going?
We planned which bars to walk in and take over. How about that?
But were they aware that it was coming? Or
They were aware.
Okay.
Yeah. And so we were right next to Bourbon Street. And I haven't been to New Orleans in 10 years. So have you ever been?
One time.
One
Yeah,
time.
Yeah, about 8 years ago. Maybe.
80s.
Yeah. It is a city of sin completely.
Several times in the 80s I went.
Several times in the
I had a
80s?
friend who went to Tulane, so I go down and visit him every year.
It's fun. It's a total party. It was much.
It smells like beer and urine, to be honest with you.
beer, urine, and sadness.
Yeah.
I say, and it was so loud. It was just so loud, and it was much louder than I ever remembered. I thought Nashville was the loudest city I'd
That's
ever
where
been
I was
in.
last week. Yeah.
Right, Nashville, New Orleans beat it.
It's loud.
Maybe because it's closer together too, and it's just like echoing off of the road and everything. And it's like Disney World for alcoholics, really. But still, we had a good time, and there's tons and tons of piano bars there. So we were at the Piano Ladies Conference. There were about 35 of us, and I have a picture. There's the picture. I don't know if you can see that,
I
Dan.
didn't realize it was that big a posse.
Oh,
my
yeah.
God.
This is my squad right here, my squad.
Oh, I see you.
You see me? That's me
I
with my
don't
hand
know.
over my mouth right there. That's me right there. That's me going, oh my God, what am I seeing? But that was us in the hotel. So during the day, we would talk about marketing, and they would give us all these tips and tricks for playing and using equipment. And then at night, we would go to different places. So this is us inside Pat O'Brien's, which is where dueling pianos started in the 1930s.
Oh, that old.
That old. And it's right on Bourbon Street right there. So you can't see me, but I'm actually on top of one of the pianos in a little green t-shirt.
Isn't
I'm
that
up
you
there.
in the very back
Yeah.
on the
Yeah,
right?
very back on the top right there, because we just didn't have room. We were running out of room. But we had just finished playing Lady Marmalade.
Oh, fun.
And so we have a video coming out for that. But they are such talented players. It was incredible to hear them play.
Fun.
So we went to Spirits, a place called Ticklers, and then the bar and our hotel called the Bourbon O, I think is what it's called. And then every night we would just take turns getting up there and playing stuff.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, yeah. It was really, really incredible. So this is a video of me at the Bourbon O playing a little bit of Grease. You can see it.
All right. I now have to go back to the 80s.
Let's go!
Like this. Okay, feel smooth. Grease. I need you all to be John Travolta. I got chills and multiplying. And I lose control. It's the power, it's the knowledge. It's electrifying.
You can't see the other two women, but there's a drummer. Okay, that's enough of that.
Oh my God.
So we did that every night. No rehearsal.
God, I
Right.
love that movie too. We lost
Yeah.
Olivia Newton-John this year.
That's right. So that you just choose a song that you think is going to get the crowd going. You have to have like mental Rolodex of about 200. And I used my iPad to just make sure I had safety on the lyrics, right? But it was a lot. It was really fun, but it was a lot. And then just one after another, we just got up there and performed. But my mic failed on the first one, so I did "Before He Cheats" by Carrie Underwood, but nobody could hear it very well, which is a bummer. So, but it's on my YouTube channel, so I already have me doing "Before He Cheats" on my YouTube channel.
Good.
But everybody was really supportive of one another. And I mean, they're just such incredible players and can play anything. And so people would just, oh, I know it. And you just get up and sit down and start playing. And I love stuff like that, right?
That's awesome.
It's really fun. So I had a great time doing it. And I have a few other little crazy videos to show. So let me see if I can pull up one more. I have to remove this as a source and silly Restream. So that's one thing I wish Restream did a little bit better, was to find those sources. But what wasn't great was how loud everything was. That was really tough. And there was a ton of drinking, right? I mean, so the crowds were really loud and boisterous. And so sometimes it felt like just playing into the void because of that. And so it's hard to motivate a crowd sometimes when that happens. But all that being said, it was still a great experience, and I met a lot of great people. So this is at Pat O'Brien's, which is where dueling started. It was started by a woman. I don't remember her last name, but her first name was Mercedes. And she would just sit there and play. And it happened by accident one night that she was the pianist on call, and the other person was supposed to come in and like play saxophone or something, and they didn't have it. But somehow they had a second piano. And so they decided to do two pianos, and that's how dueling was born.
Wow.
And now it's everywhere.
Yeah, it's very much like, you stick the chocolate into the peanut butter and you make a Reese's cup.
That's neat.
Yeah, it was just like obvious it was right there. So anyway, I'll show you one more here. This is Pat O'Brien's. See the mirror so you can see what you're doing? That guy just played that thing. Yeah. Ta-da! So who's that guy? I don't know, but apparently he's famous there. And so he's holding a snare like it's underneath, and he's got things on his fingers. And
I
so
saw those.
Yeah. And then all the piano players were saying, put money in that. Make the money dance or something and put it in there like that, right? So, but you notice that those women were not playing at the same time.
Yeah.
It was one at a time. So sometimes they're doing that. One person is playing while the other one's looking up the next song. Okay. So people come in with requests. You wrap the request into 20 or more, and then you stick it on the piano, and then we pull it up and we play the ones we want. And if we don't know a song, like if you ask for something really obscure, we'll try to substitute something else. And if we can't play it or we don't want to play it, we give you your money back. So we try to be nice about that, right?
New Orleans, why are you giving them their money back?
Right. Nobody gave my money back. But I met some great players, and I met some people who book in places where I want to go play. So I hopefully will get to go do that. And then there was just some weird stuff too. So as I was walking around New Orleans, I found this guy, and I have this on my video calling him the laziest busker ever. Right. And if you know what buskers do, right? They're playing on the street, right? In New Orleans, there's music coming off of every single street. And I saw some great guys. I tipped one because he was doing a Barry White song, and he was doing it really well. And there was the guy who was doing the Louis Armstrong impression in front of Cafe Du Monde, also fun.
Nice.
But this was the laziest busker I ever saw.
A little closer. Sometimes it was enough.
You see him? You see what he's doing?
Was he like playing to a karaoke machine?
He was sitting in a lawn chair next to his wife, holding the mic in his hand and just singing. Like, come on, man. Put forth a little more effort, right? I can't do that. So, yeah, that was the laziest one I saw. Everybody else was less lazy. So that was a good thing. So, yes, if you have story, and here at the Eden Show, of course, we're not lazy at all. We're actually very much. So, hello, chat people. Hi, Brad. Hi, David. Thanks so much for watching. And yeah, now I'm remembering I'm actually doing a show where people are
David.
watching. So thank you so much for watching tonight. We appreciate it. So, of course, the person I have here is Dot. And Dot, we're going to do this thing called Today in History. Normally we have the person like standing aside, but we're going to do it right in front of her. Let's do it right in front of her. What do you think?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's do it right in front of her. Okay, so today is May 17th, 2023. But on this day in 2022, this composer took a chariot to heaven.
Oh.
Can you guess who the composer is? Who took a chariot to heaven?
Oh, I
I'm gonna-
love it.
I'm gonna
I
play a
can
little
figure
bit.
that one out, but why don't you play a little to see if I guess?
Yes, I desperately want to. Oh, it's in D flat.
Vangelis.
She got it.
Am I supposed to play?
She can play.
I loved that movie.
It was a great movie.
That was a great opening to a movie, wasn't it, Todd? Oh my God.
So on this day, a year ago, Vangelis went to the big chariot in the sky.
That's right, baby.
Right? So thank you, Vangelis, for the music. And he also did music for one other big movie. Oh, Blade Runner. Yeah, that was
yeah,
pretty
you did
good
Blade
too.
Runner, you're right.
Yeah. Okay, so do you
So,
want to do the next one? Or
Let
to
me
do-
give you this next one. You ready?
Okay, ready.
On this day in 1986, Whitney Houston had a #1 song. What was that song?
Okay, 1986, Whitney Houston, also in the Great Gig in the Sky.
Yes.
So, and I remember having to sing this song in choir. All right, and it was a cover that many people have done. So I'll do it, name that tune style, where I'll sing everything except the title. Okay, so, or I'll just hum it. How about that? Because you're gonna get it. I believe the teach them well and show them all the beauty they give them a sense of to make it easier. Let the children's remind us of what we used to be. Ooh, I get a blackout. You know what I think it is? I think it's my darn camera again. So,
Oh.
yep.
Oh,
Anyway, who knows what that
the
song
iPhone.
is? Yep.
It's
All right.
No, I gotta let somebody else guess.
Yep. Anybody I know who it is? Oh, now it's back on.
Yeah.
Okay. Ghost in the Machine. All right, and then the chorus,
That's the
right?
Police.
It went off again. It doesn't like Whitney Houston. Any ideas? Any ideas what it is? Just saying, I don't know.
Oh.
So I was telling Dot, I said, this is when I have to do other kinds of stuff. So there. Okay. So I told Dot, yeah, last week I had this problem with my camera. It probably won't happen again.
Yeah, no. You have a camera that's
What can you
Spanish
do?
for cat. Cats perform when they feel like it and when they don't. And you should know that by now. Which
Yeah.
is why the next camera needs to not be called El Gato.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
never again. Never again. So nobody knows what this song is,
Oh,
right?
of course we do. It's the
We
greatest
do.
love of all.
The
It's
greatest love of
amazing.
all, right? Yeah. The greatest love of all is inside of me. I don't know. I never liked that song.
Yeah, it's not my favorite either.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna do "I Will Always Love You."
That's a good one too.
a
And that
great
was The Bodyguard, and that was 89, I think. 89 or 90? No, it was in the 90s. 91, 92,
Maybe
right?
early 90s.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Which is a Dolly Parton tune, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Greatest Love of All was one of her first big hits. And I just thought it was, even back then in like high school, I thought this is overproduced, overwrought, and she's in love with herself. And what does she know about anything?
She even modulated, right?
She did modulate. Yeah, she was big on the modulations. So, all right. But anyway, that was the #1 hit in 1986. And if you don't know, when I heard it, I would just turn off the radio. So now, Dan, tell us the next one. Last one.
Oh. All right.
Oh, because
on
I need
this-
a lawyer for this one.
On this day in 1954, what unanimous U.S. Supreme Court decision came down? Overruling Plessy v. Ferguson's separate but equal doctrine created in the
Look how happily he says that.
carpetbagging 1890s, right? When
Yeah.
everybody was really pissed that we gave a whole group of Americans equal rights, which they still don't have. So, yeah.
So does anybody know that legal precedent? I can think of one person in this live stream who does.
I do, of course.
He does. But it was a
Do I
yeah.
get to ask the question and give the answer? without
Yes,
even
you get to
waiting?
totally do that. Okay, go ahead. Give the answer.
Brown versus Board of Education,
Yes.
which ruled that separate but equal is inherently unequal, and it was a bullshit excuse to keep schools segregated.
Oh, nice.
You see, I like that song.
That's a beautiful song.
Yeah. I do believe that we shall overcome someday. Yes. So that happened on this day in 1954.
So it's interesting. You brought this up. So last night on PBS, they had this guy. He wrote a new biography about Martin Luther King,
Really?
and he went back to all the original. He goes back to all the source materials. No one's written a biography in 40 years about King.
Oh, we're overdue.
And he basically debunked the myth that King did not get along with Malcolm X and was critical of him. Went back and went through the interviews, and the guy who made those quotes up, there is nothing to support them.
Isn't
And
it
all that
amazing?
what he twisted around was him saying, I don't agree with the violent nature of it because King was a pacifist, but he thought he was doing good things. And then they showed all these photographs of the two of them very friendly and hanging out together.
How
So
about that?
it's amazing how history is rewritten. Was written at the time and gets rewritten now when there's a little hindsight to it.
Yes, yes. We still need to have the real story getting told, and we find out more all the time. It's a really good thing. Now, Dan, of course, today really is the best day in history.
Of course,
Because Dot Reiser is a
Reiser
guest
is on the Eden Show!
Yay! She's been here all along. I didn't realize.
Hi.
Hi.
Well, the dynamic piano player overshadowed the.
Yes, that's a problem I have. That and my darn camera, another problem. That's probably some setting I need to go in and fix. So, right, tech,
Well,
man.
this is working.
This is working.
We're a little bit more.
I know. I
Lit.
feel very white right now.
Oh, you're
And
right. Oh,
I'm
yeah.
very white. I'm extremely white. But that's because I'm using the camera inside my Mac 2020 desktop.
Yeah.
So that's my backup, and I'm not going to mess with anything else. But oh well, it's what we have to do. So, and then when that camera cools off, I'll try it again. So the camera's hot because we're hot, Dot.
That's right.
That's why
right.
we're hot.
Showing
So
30 pianists on the screen. You get it right up.
So Dot is here. She has this guitar and she knows how to use it. It's so amazing. She's wonderful, wonderful.
Sometimes.
If you had to give like your 30-second talk about what you do, Dot, what would you say? I'm going to put this really close to you so we can
Well-
hear you. Sorry, darling. There.
For about 10 years, I've been writing songs, and I love to play with words and melodies and bring them together and just mess with them and get it to work.
And work it does.
It's just a
Awesome.
real passion of mine. I got into it a little bit later in life, in my 40s, and now I'm in my 50s, and I don't know, maybe I have 50 songs now. I have to count.
And they are tuneful and memorable, and we get to hear a bunch of them tonight.
Can't
Thank you.
wait.
All right, I'm going to put you in the little lawyer's room.
That's fine.
All right, see you in a little bit,
See you
Dan.
later, folks.
All right, Dot, I want to hear a song from you.
Okay.
All right, and viewers. Oh, Skillet Sizzle. Yeah, that's right, David. Totally. So, yes, and remember, viewers, anything that you write in the chat can be used later for Sounds Like a Song. So, but these are Dot's originals tonight that are on her albums, and you can see it's riseupstudio.com is where you can find all the information about what she does, the CDs she's made, where she's performing next. So, we're going to do this one called Lyricist in Love.
Yeah.
How did you come up with this?
Well, it's funny. I went to an open mic, and the hostess pulled words out of a hat. She pulled out 3 words, frosting, jumping, and sideways.
Frosting, jumping, and sideways.
Just random words. And she gave us a challenge. She said, when you come to the open mic next month, I want you to write a song using one of these words. And if you can't think of one using one of these words, then just the essence of one of these words. So she was, making it easy. But I'm a perfectionist.
Yeah.
So I decided I was going to use all 3 words.
All 3 words. I like how you think, lady. So I'm going to play around the edges and enjoy Dot.
And it's called Lyricist in Love. It's about wordplay, and it's a love story about how to express your affection for someone using all the literary devices in your toolbox. So English teachers,
Enjoy this.
You're the frosting on my cake. You're the twinkle in my star. You're the yin my weary yang is yearning for. You're my darling metaphor. I'm like a moth unto your flame, and like a crystal it's so clear that I'm as busy as a bee to make you see. You're such a lovely simile. I oughta onomatopoeia. You make my heart go pitter-pat. A little late alliteration. You got me jumping for joy, slipping sideways into sweet surrender. You know our love was meant to be, and we will stand the test of time, because our love will find a way, so they say. You're an incredible cliche. Meant to be, yeah, yeah, and we will stand the test of time, because our love will find a way, so they say. You're an incredible cliche. You're a superior cliche. You're a spectacular cliche.
Come up with, I want an onomatopoeia. I love that. Yes, the simile in me respects the simile in you. I mean, my God, it's so good. I love that, right? And this is what Dot does. She's incredibly inventive with lyrics, and everybody who hears her stuff just says, oh my gosh, why didn't I think of that? Right? Or maybe it's just me, right? But no, David says sigh of satisfaction.
Oh, thank you.
Right, David?
Thank you, David.
I know. It's so good. So you do a ton of writing prompt kind of compositions, right?
I do like writing prompts. I do.
Mm-hmm.
And life. Sometimes I might be having a conversation with someone and it really strikes me, and then I wake up at 3 a.m. thinking about it, and that conversation might become a song.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times I'll get a writing prompt.
You go like online, right? And you're part of different like groups that offer these prompts?
Yeah, in February, there's one called FAWM, F-A-W-M, which means February is album writing month.
Hint, hint, friends. Right?
And they give you prompts every day. And I haven't really needed the prompts as much anymore. Sometimes people just say, write a song about this or write a song about that. Mm-hmm. Or, well, one day on Facebook I said, hey, I need a prompt. Does anybody have one?
Facebook delivers, right?
And this woman just opened her dictionary, and the first word she came to was unicorn. So I went upstairs and wrote a song about a unicorn, and I have no interest in unicorns, but it became one of my favorite songs.
You write to what you can. I mean, because what is the enemy of writing, right? It's writer's block, right?
Yeah.
Do you ever get writer's block?
I think I do. So what I do to overcome writer's block is I make myself write every day, and it'll probably be a prompt. And I'll do 15 minutes, just really relax, try to make it enjoyable, write about anything in the room, and then the wheels start moving.
We hear that, kids? Write every day.
Just write.
Make it a habit, right? And then it doesn't feel so overwhelming when you get started because, oh, I had that prompt a week ago, or, oh, I used that phrase. And it's okay to reuse things.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to feel like it's this huge spark of creation.
Right.
You just have to start writing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Even when you don't feel like it.
The cogs start moving, and before you know it, you've got an idea.
Mm-hmm. That's the hint. That's the hint. So I want to hear another one from you.
Okay.
We want to do birds?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that one.
I'm going to try to get the camera to work again because I'm fidgeting. So, but Birds of a Feather. And is this off an album of yours?
Nope, I just wrote this.
She just wrote this.
So I might make, a little blunder here and there.
Was that a prompt thing? Oh, yeah.
No.
Dan Chaika says 30 days to write a song won't even give you 30 seconds. It's true. It's true. You do what you can. All right. I'm going to try to see if I can get the video to work now. And if I can, great. And if not, we'll just stay on this. Yeah. Because we look so good in this. Right? Don't we look a lot better?
Oh, warm.
Yeah.
Warm.
So I don't know if the camera will stay working or I have a problem, but we'll try anything. We'll bring this down a little bit so I can see that.
So
Okay. Birds of a feather.
Birds of a feather came from life. I was visiting my mother, and she wasn't that strong lately. And I was staying in her kind of nursing home apartment complex. And I woke up in the morning nervous. Do you ever, anybody out there wake up in the morning nervous? Yeah, so lots of thoughts, lots of nervous in my body when I woke up. So I tried this way of calming down called deep listening.
Deep listening.
So it's like deep breathing, but it's deep listening. So you just listen. And what I could hear were the birds chirping outside. And then that's level 1 of the listening.
Oh no, there's more?
You go deeper.
Okay.
There's like another parallel plane of sound. You go there, and what do you hear? Maybe a car or a garbage truck going by, or more birds, but they're farther away. Then one more level, just push it a little harder. I'm listening deeper, and there are even more birds. And I started to just be amazed at how many little pockets of sound are filled in the deep listening realm of bird sounds. And then I had someone advise me recently to try to write with other people so I could start to exercise a different voice. So I didn't have a co-writer right there in my bed. But the birds
They were the
were my
co-writers.
co-writers. And I started to try to phoneticize what they sing. So they're like, cheep, cheep. So, okay, how do you spell that? You know, or all the different sounds they make. And from there, I started to think about birds of a feather flock together. And, you know, sometimes I get kind of tired of hanging around with the same kind of feathers.
You want some new feathers, Amazing Maisie? Don't we
So
all?
all that became a poem for some friends of mine. And then I turned it into a song because there was an open mic coming up, and my friends were going to come, and I thought, I want to sing it. So it's a fun little song. I hope you like it.
Birds of a Feather by Reiser, a new Reiser song.
They say birds of a feather flock together while singing from the top of a tree. Fall in line on a wire, they never tire, their feet tickled by electricity. Well, I've seen enough of these feathers for now. I think I'll take to the clouds and shake off these same plumes. Got any room? Spee, spee, spiddle-dee. Spee, spee, spiddle-dee. Oh, work, work, anyway, dee-da-chip. Work, work, anyway, dee-da-chip. So many layers of a birdie's song at dawn. The one closest to my window is strong. But the gaps in between, all the chatter and tweet, my space for another and the chippity flutter. Move over, little bird, I like what I heard, and I think I'm gonna sing sweet. Sweet, sweet, spiddle-dee, sweet, sweet, spiddle-dee, Oh, work, work, anyway, dee-da-chip. Work, work, anyway, dee-da-chip. I listen deeper, farther, constant, softer, to the interval and pitch, originality and pitch. I sweet, 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 fiddle-dee, Oh, work, work, anyway, dee-da-chip. Work, work, anyway, dee-da-chip. In a spot of their own, harmonic groan. For necessity, we'd be not alone. They sing. Ooh, find me, tweet, tweet, tweet. Do you like the way I cheep? I do, cock-a-doodle to you and speak. Sweet, 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 fiddle-dee,
anyway, dee-da chip. Work, work anyway, dee-da chip.
And Jiminy, 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 Jiminy. Just listen in my pockets. You'll
Never know what you'll
hear.
Oh my gosh, this is so fun. Emily Cox, you have a show in less than an hour, girl. Have a wonderful show. I will be tuning in after the Eden show is done. So this Emily Cox was my guest last fall.
Wow.
She's in Chicago, and she is doing a cabaret tonight in Chicago.
Hi, Emily.
Hi, Emily.
Thanks for listening.
Yes, have a great show tonight. I can't wait to see it. So, guys, yes, Emily Cox is performing tonight live in Chicago. She's fantastic. I think live stream tickets are no longer available, but she's fabulous. So go see her wherever you possibly can. Wasn't that fun, David? I know, it was so fun. So, what a cute, wonderful song. So that's going to end up on an album eventually, probably, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, now I'm not doing albums as much. I'm doing playlists.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I decided instead of hard copies and physical copies, I'm going to use this streaming and have some fun with it. And I'm taking all my songs and putting them in quilts.
Yeah, I saw that on your Spotify.
Yeah, so this quilt, Birds of a Feather, it could be a song about friendship or making new friends.
Thank you, Lenka.
Hi, Lenka.
Yes, see, they're watching. Is it beautiful?
Hey.
She's doing a great job. Yes. So you have them in different quilts.
Different quilts. So this could go in the friendship quilt playlist. And it's fun. I can put it in that playlist, and then I can add other songs about friendship, maybe by Jason Mraz or somebody I really like. And then
What a great
somebody
idea.
can listen to me, but not just insistently me. It's like a mix.
So you see how she fits in, and you can also kind of tell your influences.
Yeah.
And so for people looking for a mood, they might find you, but they might find these other artists, or they might find those other artists, but they might find you.
Yeah.
Right.
And each
You're so
quilt
smart.
is kind of, the quilts are kind of subject oriented. So this would be on a friendship quilt. Lyricist and Love might be on the Wild Goose Chase quilt, which is usually songs about having a dream or creative things. And then I have log cabin quilts for songs about home and hearth and a bunch of different quilts. But they're song quilts.
Song quilts.
I don't
like
even
that.
know how to sew.
That makes two of us. We do this instead. So, I mean, and there are plenty of really good people who also sew and play instruments, but that is not my gift.
No,
No,
not at all.
no. I pick after people who sew. So that's the extent of what I can do. So how long have you been playing guitar?
Let's see. Probably 12 years.
That's it?
Maybe 13 then.
That's
I'm losing
amazing.
track.
So you picked it up because you...
Well, Lenka, who was just on, her husband and I started doing Christian coffee houses for our youth group at church. And he could play, and I wanted to play. So I would kind of sit there and hold my guitar and sing, and he would actually play. That's Mark.
So you did air guitar kind of a
Not even. I just sang.
I love it. No, I mean, that's how you start. That's what you do,
I
right?
started somewhere.
Yeah.
And then I took lessons and got better. But it's still a very hard instrument, I think. You
I
know,
don't touch the guitar.
it hurts. You know, I
You
have
do calluses
little
now,
calluses.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, piano does not give you calluses. Piano gives you carpal tunnel, but not
There you go.
calluses.
But it's a super fun instrument too because it's portable. You can bring it somewhere and just liven up a little place or be friendly with it and sing and play.
So people can hear you in Westerly, right? At
Well,
Perks
I
and
gotta
Corks? or
figure
things
that
like
out.
or-
I'm going to be singing at Stone Ridge Nursing Home or senior living for memory care and for rehab. And in the Weekapaug Chapel now and then. And then I want to do a bunch of open mics. I just got back from Florida and there's all these open mics here. And some of them are even listening rooms. So I'm really looking forward to finding those listening room open mics and get up there and do my 3-song set. And it's so much fun because then I get to sit back down and listen to everybody else. And we're all learning and supporting each other. So it's just my favorite kind of show.
You're the one. You're the one who likes the open mic.
I know.
But yet they're so important
do.
performers, right? I mean,
Yeah.
and that's the advice I would give, right, to any performer is get to an open mic, but
Yeah.
be careful of what you're doing. You are lucky in that you can play your own music
Okay.
and you're really portable. So guitarists have the advantage, right? For singers who go to open mic, if they don't play for themselves, they're at the mercy.
Oh,
you
that'd
know,
be tough.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
completely different ballgame. But yet it's really important to go to them and to just get yourself up there in front of a small crowd, big crowd,
Yeah.
and fail if you must.
Yeah.
Expect to fail.
Yeah.
Be happy if you don't fail, right?
You did it. You showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that piano thing that I was showing down in New Orleans, I said my mic failed for the first song and I had to keep going.
Yeah.
And then as soon as that song was over, they immediately come up to me and said, your mic's not working, use this. And they took my mic out and put the new one in because you always have to bring 2 of everything, right? Yeah. And thank goodness we had that fixed, but I was mortified. And I thought, I'm down here and I want it to sound good. But it's got to happen sometime.
Yeah.
And I learned that lesson finally, right? So you think that, every open mic is where I'm going to get discovered. No, the open mic is really do the work.
Yeah, just learning. I'm learning in my middle age.
Uh-huh.
So it's not easy. You have to get over shyness, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. I give such credit to you. Yes. And Lenka is very happy with you. Lenka, you're great. And somebody else who's saying hi to Dot Rocks.
Hi,
Yes,
Ken.
she does. She totally does.
Oh, Ken, I'm going to sing the song you like.
Ken, did you hear that?
If we have time. The new
Okay.
Dorothy song.
The new Dorsey, yeah, it's coming at the end. So now I would love for us to do, before we go on our shameless plug break, the one that I actually did with my church choir on Sunday.
All right.
So I'm an interim music director at Kingston Congregational Church in Peacedale, Kingston, right? And that church has been around. It's one of the oldest churches in Rhode Island. So like the Truer Synagogue is like the oldest place of worship in Rhode Island. And that's a synagogue in Newport. But the Kingston Congregational is like 2nd or 3rd oldest.
Wow.
The congregation itself dates to the 1600s, but the church building itself is early 1800s. Mm-hmm. And so I've been there for about, 8 or 9 months right now as the interim person. Mm-hmm. And the choir is a great, great choir. And it was Mother's Day, right? So I was looking for songs that were appropriate, and I found a few, and then all of a sudden you came to my head. And I thought, she's got the song. So I brought it to the choir on Sunday morning. I said, you have 10 minutes, choir. We're going to go through this and do it. And we did it as our postlude, like when the service was over. So I sang most of it, and then they joined me for a part in the middle, and we brought down the house. Or the congregation, as the case may be.
That makes my day.
We loved it.
Well,
So,
the name that just popped up, Ken
yeah, Ken All.
His mom, I have to give credit to for one of the lines in the song. So when I wrote this song, I asked everybody I knew, what did your mother used to say to you? Mm-hmm. And he said that his mother used to say, I'm not just whistling Dixie.
Yes! It's a great line.
So that showed up in this song.
My mother used to say, it's a principle of physics. She'd say that about food. It's a law of physics. We don't know where that came from. But I like yours better. So this is called Do What Your Mama Says by Reiser.
There are days when you challenge everything I say. You say, why can't I have this and why can't I do that? And why should I do what you say? Just do what your mama says. That's all you need to know, right?
Right.
Do what your mama says, just because I say so. No, I won't let you go and jump off that cliff that your no-count friends are all talking about. And that boy that you're seeing, your daddy don't like him. He knows what that boy is all about. Now, what's that, pal? Just do what your mama says. 'Cause mama knows best, don't shut me out. When you're a mama, you'll understand that a mother's word is like a lamp and her teaching is a light. The light of the truth to see how it shines down the way to paradise. I'm taking you to the promised land in accordance with the Lord's command. It's a heavy load with the likes of you, but I bear it out of love for you. So do what your mama says. Mamas care enough to speak the truth. Oh yeah. You know the Lord helps those who help themselves. So get your carcass up off that couch and get to school. And I don't just mean baby, I'm not whistling Dixie. And on your way out, please pick your clothes up on the floor.
Put the dishes in the dishwasher.
Mommy, what did you just say? If you can't say anything nice, then don't say anything at all. Harmony.
Harmony. Harmony in this place. I do my part. I gotta lead. I gotta speak with God's grace.
With a simple heart.
Prayerfully. Harmony, yeah.
Came that day when you told me Mama, don't you change a thing. I like you the way that you are. That's
Finally.
a true story. Mama bow, Mama bloody, but a straight talking count on protector of my northern star. If I just heed your warnings, work hard and do my best, you know that I'm not gonna go by yet. Just
Do what your mama says. Do what your mama says. Do what your mama says, yeah. Do what your mama says. And what your daddy says. Do what your mama says, yeah.
Listen when I'm talking to you, baby.
I don't know. I mean, choosing from your songs is like choosing about, children. I can't choose a favorite, but that's my favorite child of yours. So, look at that, Hugh Montgomery. So proud of you.
Hi,
You
Hugh.
Hugh.
Okay, so Hugh did all the artwork on Quilted. So
Great
if you
job, Hugh.
go on my Spotify or anything, Dot Reiser on Spotify, on SoundCloud, on all that stuff, and you look at all the little thumbnail artwork for each
Malcolm.
song in Quilted, Hugh did it.
Hugh did it. Thanks, Hugh. Thank you, Ken. Appreciate that. Whenever Dot plays that song, I so just want to join in all the time because I love it so much. And my choir loved it. They loved it. So they did the harmony part. So I'm sitting here telling Dot, I think you have another revenue stream coming in here by writing that song out for church choirs.
Okay.
Right?
Hey.
Yeah. And if she doesn't do it,
in.
I'm going to do
I'm
it for you. So, and yeah, because I just think it's such a great song. It's such a cute song. So, and yes, anybody who's been a parent, we understand that really well.
It's a bossy song, though. I sang it at an open mic in Florida the other day, and this little boy came, and he had the most serious look on his face the whole time I was singing that song.
Oh.
He was 6 or 7 years old. And at the end, I said, I just want you to know I'm really not bossy. I'm really, really nice.
It's really more for teenagers, hon. It's more for teenagers. But yeah, that's just how it goes. So this is fabulous, Dot. But you have done such a good job. You get to drink some water. I'm going to bring Dan Chaika back in, and we're going to do a little bit of a shameless plug. Are you ready, Dan? Here we go. He's been watching. I saw you.
I'm ready. I've been watching and singing along, to be honest.
Awesome. Yes. Isn't this fun?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's really fun. Did you eat all your lumpia?
Yes, I did. They were
Good.
delicious.
That's
Thank you.
nice. I'm glad you got to do that. So yeah, so Dot, we do this section in the show where we call it Shameless Plugs, where we just literally plug all the stuff we're doing. And you get to do it too. So the Spotify list for Dot, really important, of course, and riseupstudio.com. You can find out where she's playing next. And also you talk about like how you write your songs and your process and everything. It's a great, great website. Much better than mine. So I love how you explain things. And
She's
that's
got
so
a web
cool.
guy. Apparently, she's got a web guy.
You have a web guy, but it's good. She's got a team. Dot has her squad.
Well,
It's great.
a nice young lady helps me with the website.
She does a beautiful job.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the little email blasts.
Yeah. Does she want more work? Probably. Yeah. Anyway, shameless plugs. We'll plug her too. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. Shameless plugs. If I am in it, I want you to see it. Shameless plugs. There. This edition of Shameless Plugs is brought to you by me, Eden Casteel, because I have a lot to plug. So let's see. Where is the plug thing? Oh, here it is. Ha!
Oh.
See, I'm not kidding.
Wow.
Weird. Well, you don't need a website person.
Yeah. See,
You're
yeah.
your own website.
There I am. I'm down there like that. Okay. So in no particular order, I should go clockwise, right? So 12 midnight, there's me with Evening Sky. Eden and Evening Sky. Our album is coming out with this summer, we think.
Wow.
And so I sang with them at the Parlor on a Saturday night. So much fun. And you can see that on my YouTube. You can see one of the songs I did. We did a Gordon Lightfoot tune. So much fun.
Oh, which one?
If you could read my mind.
Yes,
Yeah.
it brought a tear to my eye. It was beautiful.
Thank you.
Wow, I'm gonna check that out.
That was really, really fun to get to do that with them. So Avenue Q is playing over at Barker Playhouse, Players at Barker Playhouse, starting in just a couple of days. And we've had our friends, Jonathan Grice is in that, Tyler Jahump is in that, a bunch of our former guests on the Eden Show are in that
Yes.
show. That should be really fun. Wendy Jones, our friend Wendy Jones, and I told Dot, she's my tech wife. So I always test tech with Wendy, and she's been a guest several times on the Eden Show. She has a new album out today. Wow. It's called Silencing the Noise. It's a jazz album. It is wonderful.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
Check that out.
Yeah,
Where can you find it?
she's on Spotify. She's on Apple, and her website is wendyljonesmusic.com. But just Google Wendy Jones Jazz, and there she is. It just sounds gorgeous. So proud of her. Then I'm going to be at the Calf Bar in Wakefield on June 25th, doing a little brunch time thing. And May 20th is Saturday. I'm doing dueling pianos. So all that practice in New Orleans paid off. And I'm going to be showing it off at dueling pianos with my friend Jim Terrell at the Vault in New Bedford, Massachusetts. You can get tickets on Eventbrite for that. The dad jokes are my guests next week in my living room. And so if you're watching this show and you live close by, you're invited to come and sit in my living room and watch the Eden Show live in my living room. There'll be a few snacks, a few libations, and a really good time. The Dad Jokes is a barbershop quartet based in Rhode Island, and they also do the absolute worst puns of all time.
We love that.
Yes, the most
I like
groany
that.
puns. Do you like puns?
Yeah.
I mean, lyricist and love, good Lord. Yes, and so
You
it
could
is.
write a whole song from
You
their
could.
puns.
Oh, it is so good. They're so bad. It's so good. So they'll be here in the living room. Then up there in that purple, I get to announce finally that I am one of 8 performers for the O'Neill Cabaret Conference in
Wow.
Connecticut this summer.
Oh, congrats.
Thank you very much. I'm excited for that. And I get to get coached by a whole bunch of really famous people and get to sing with them. There is one public performance, I think, and it's going to be August 10th in Waterford, Connecticut. And you can get tickets, o'neill.com, I think is what it's called.
Fun.
They're not available yet. They're not available yet. I
okay.
tried.
You tried? Okay, good.
They go to season ticket holders. They go available this week, and I think in another week the rest of us can get them.
Oh, cool. I've already, talked a little bit to a couple of the participants. We are all excited and scared, and I'm looking forward to making a lot of new friends. And then speaking of friends, the last one is up here in the corner there. Our friend Keith Munslow has a new song that just came out, and I've listened to it today. It's adorable, and it's basically about not being afraid of experimenting.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at his artwork has, or did you do the artwork?
He
Has
did
a
the
little
artwork.
Lab.
Yeah, I think he did it.
Lab
Oh, that's
stuff.
definitely a Munslow.
It's a Munslow.
Yes.
And he's got a cute little son, Luke, who I think is 9 or 10 now. And so I think Luke definitely inspired that song about, not being afraid to fail and try, just keep trying. So Keith is writing one song a month and releasing and recording one song a month.
Where does he release them?
He releases on all those, the channels,
Same.
but then also herenow.com is his big platform.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So really thrilled about that, and it's just adorable. So definitely check that out. And that ends the Shameless Plugs. Thank you so
Wow.
much for tuning into Shameless
good.
Plugs. Wasn't those good?
That was good.
Every week. So Dan also, instead of a shameless plug, I have a shout out for Dan because here's a picture of Dan performing last week.
Oh, you did.
I did. Of course I did. Guys, Dan
Yay,
Chaika was on
Dan.
stage last week with the Rhode Island Stage
You
Ensemble.
look so comfortable.
Doesn't
Like
he?
You're born on that stage.
Well,
Yes.
thank you.
And the woman you were with there, Leslie, was that her name?
No, her name was Liz.
Liz. I did a show with her.
Yeah, she had done a show at that same theater like for the 2 weeks beforehand. It was actually a show about Kevin Broccoli, which was quite controversial, believe it or not.
Oh man.
And
Whoa.
that jacket she's wearing
Uh-huh.
is mine. I can't fit into it anymore. But I won't give it up. It was like one of the first real nice pieces of men's clothing I bought when I was a young attorney.
That is the most typical theater thing I have ever heard in my life, that you just like loan people clothes from your closet.
Of course.
Yeah, that's absolutely it. Yes, Ken, the Dad Jokes. They are a barbershop quartet and they are hilarious. Highly recommend. So we're actually getting close to doing a little bit of Sounds Like a Song because I literally am going to watch Emily Cox tonight live, and her show starts in 10 minutes. We're going to go a little over. It's fine. So let's play a little bit of Sounds Like a Song with Dot. So what we do, friends, and I'm going to, stay in, Dan?
I'll stay in if you want, but I think you want to make the whole big screen to be you and Dot.
You're right. I want to. So I'm going to say goodnight to you, my friend.
Good night, all.
Bye, Dan.
Bye-bye, Dan. So let's do a little bit of Sounds Like a Song.
Okay.
So what we do is we take anything from the viewer chat that's over here and we start turning it into a song. So I'm going to go back even towards the beginning and just see if I can find
My
anything.
reading glasses.
Yeah, that's okay.
I like the clapping hands, just these emoticons.
That's right. You can take emojis and do it. So if Brad Asher we had a bunch of people do clapping tonight, how would you turn that into a song, Dot? Into just a
Start
quick
with
little
rhythm,
song.
I think. I don't know. Oh, that's 2/4. That's kind of bluegrassy.
Clapping hands makes me happy. Clapping hands when I do a good job. Clapping hands for Brett
Look
Asher.
at David Lee's sigh. Gives me there's a sigh of satisfaction at the end of this phrase. I think like, and then back.
And the back in it, yeah. This is the first guest I've had who's actually gone for it for a rhythm first. You're the first one who's actually started with a rhythm.
Well, the guy that helps me record stuff, John Quinn.
Hi, John
I
Quinn.
don't know if he's here. He likes to start with rhythm sometimes,
That's so cool.
like on these tracks. You know?
You can start a song from anything,
Yeah.
right? Rhythm, lyric, bird, right?
Bird.
Yeah, and actually there's a famous classical piece called, what is it, 4 minutes, 11 seconds, which is nothing but silence. Written by John
I
Cage.
wish I had thought of that.
Yeah, John Cage. It's a famous song, and where literally the pianist, and it's supposed to be done by a piano player, sits still for 4 minutes and 11 seconds, and all you listen to is the sounds that are coming up in the room.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So the joke is that everybody wants to do that for their final project. Like, can I just play 4 minutes and 11 seconds? Yeah. Classical student humor. Okay. So how about this one from David? What can we turn that into?
Skillet sizzle.
Yeah.
David, did you put it there just to challenge us at this part of the show? I
Yes, he
almost
did.
feel like it's a plant, you know? Or did you say skillet sizzle?
He did. He did when I went like this
Got
to
it.
show how hot I am.
All right.
Right. So.
So what is that? Like
Skillet
that sound?
sizzle.
Is that like the
Yeah, like the
is
thing,
that?
Hi hat.
symbol called?
Yeah, on the hi hat.
Or there's another one. I forget what it's called. Yeah, that would be good. Hi-hat. I guess we're starting with rhythm again.
Yep. So if I do the symbol, you do the music.
All right. What you gonna put in your skillet? I'm getting hungry. And it's Sunday morning. What you gonna put in that skillet? What you gonna cook me now? I'll take a sausage and some grits, a little bacon. Don't tell the doctor. A little spinach in case he finds out.
You're no fun. No, it's okay. We're at the age where we have to have spinach in
Can
our
we try
skillet.
some harmonies real quick with
Absolutely.
skillet?
Skillet, 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 skillet,
How about jazz? Skillet.
skillet,
Skillet.
skillet.
Oh, breathy.
Yeah, I'm doing Billie Eilish skillet. Skillet. Okay, that's Skillet Sizzle. That's the song you get, friends. That's what you get. Okay, now another one. What should we do here? Warm and mellow? Anything in here?
Oh, you make me mellow.
Yeah.
That was Elton John.
Yeah. Combined messages. This will be the last
Ooh.
one. Combined messages.
That sounds like a medley.
Yeah.
A mashup.
Yeah. So if I gave you a bossa beat or something for a combined message.
You're really grand piano. You're really grand piano.
You are grandfather. Grand piano father. You need to be in tune. You have 3 legs and many keys to my heart, combining messages and trying to make a song out of them. I think I need a month to make
Could you modulate? You're really grand.
piano,
You're
really grand piano, grandfather piano,
Grandfather clock.
grandfathered statute of the law.
Law and order.
Order a grandfather
Back to the Big Mac we were talking about.
and the spinach we didn't want to eat. Because we really want to sizzle. Let's take grandfather to Sizzler.
Wow, it all came together.
Yes, it did. It's called Sounds Like a Song. It's not called Sounds Like a Good Song. But this is what we do on the Eden Show. But you're good at this. And you're the first person really who ever approached it rhythm first. That's awesome. Nobody does that. But guys, that's how her brain works. But it's also just
You don't want to be in my brain.
But there's many, many ways to make songs work, right? Yeah, David is giving us the laughy emoji, so he approves. Thank you, David. I'm glad you liked it. So that's how we play Sounds Like a Song. And next week, I'm going to force the dad jokes to play it too. Force is a hard word. Compel is a better word. Yeah, compel.
Coerce.
But you have one more song tonight.
Okay.
You have this beautiful song here, so I'm going to put on my graphics so that way I can tell everybody. Make sure that you check out Rise Up Studio so you can see what Dot is up to. You can also find her on Spotify, but at riseupstudio.com, you can see all of her socials and follow all the links to all the music she's doing and all the stories behind everything she does. And if you enjoyed Dot's music tonight, you're going to enjoy the stories just as much. So tell me about this one you're doing.
This one's called Dorothy's Song. My name is Dorothy, and I get to have fun with my name.
Fun with your name, yeah.
So recently I went to a songwriting conference in Nashville, and they taught us all about the business. And, oh, man, it's really different the way they do things there. And I don't know if I would really fit in, but, you know, if I was ever to get a single song contract, that would be nice. But
Your mouth to God's ears.
yeah. Anyway, I got back on the plane and I looked out the window and I felt a little sad. I thought, I don't know if I can do this dream. But I remembered they said, no excuses.
I thought it was going to be something really sweet and motivating, like, you can do it, or, just believe in yourself. No, if the message was no excuses.
Just don't go there.
It sounds like some cold water, but also necessary, I guess.
So I had fun writing this little song about a dream. And this will go into the quilt when I record this. It'll go in the quilt called Wild Goose Chase.
Wild
which
Goose
is
Chase.
a quilt of songs about dreams.
Ooh, I love it. I love it.
I'm not one who cries very often. I guess that's the stoic in me. But I cry when I leave my mother and when I leave Tennessee. 'Cause Nashville holds the key to my dreams, the odds to my Dorothy. And if I click my heels thrice, take my own advice, I'll be right back in Tennessee. I know somewhere over the rainbow a bluebird is singing to me. I wish he wouldn't beckon for what so far-fetching as making a life out of melodies. Well, the Tin Man tried till it broke his heart. The Scarecrow lost his mind trying to find the perfect rhyme. It's gonna take the courage of a lion to believe what I'm singing has any meaning for this age. Oh, Tennessee, what's that you're saying to me? Well, the Tin Man tried till it broke his heart. The Scarecrow lost his mind trying to find the perfect rhyme. It's gonna take the courage of a lion to believe what I'm singing has any meaning for this age. Oh, Tennessee, what's that you're saying to me? 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 No excuses, no excuses, no excuses. take my own advice. I'll be right back in Tennessee. Right back, Tennessee. But there's no place like home. Right?
Yeah. True. I don't know, Dad. I think you're going to wind up in Florida, Westerly, and Nashville. Yeah. Take me with you next time.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be fun?
So fun.
Yeah. Nashville's great.
fun.
Not as loud as New Orleans, which is a good thing. Yes, David. Yes. Didn't you do great? That was so much fun. Oh, my gosh. Dot, you are a wonder.
This was fun.
I'm
Thank you
so-
for inviting me.
Absolutely. Guys,
And,
wasn't that great?
Shameless plug. Eden is my coach.
Yes.
She's gotten me up in front of people many times.
True.
She might remember the time where my hand shook so much that I had to sing a cappella.
I remember. You have come such a long way.
But it was a hymn, you know?
Yeah. You can get away with it with a hymn. You totally can. But no, I mean, from the first time I heard you, I thought she is going to do remarkable, wonderful things. And you totally have.
Everybody who's on here who I know, I can thank because they all have helped me,
Yeah.
you know, be brave.
It takes a village, as they say, but it takes a lot of people to make you brave enough to want to do this and supportive.
Yeah.
So, and that's one of the reasons I do this show, is to feature wonderful people like you.
Thank you, Eden.
Absolutely. Guys, it has been so much fun to be with you for this hour. This has been the Eden Show, episode 84. Next week, we have the Dad Jokes, which is live in my living room. So if you're around and you want to come and groan for an hour in my living room, this is your chance, right? Puntastic, barbershop, out of this world. Yeah, that's what we're doing. So come out, and if you're coming to Wakefield, you can come and enjoy the show. Be about an hour or so. Just send me a message or so. But Dot, thank you so much again. Again, it's riseupstudio.com. Check out where she is. And you're up here kind of for the summer off and on, and then down to Florida. And
In about November. I'll be here for a while.
good. She'll be here for a while.
Yeah.
Good. I hope
Open
to get.
mics are us.
Yeah, go and see her at open mics. It's really good. So everybody have a great night, and we will see you next time on the Eden Show. Good night, everybody. Thanks, Dan.
Bye.